friends, TUXX here. For this particular video, we're going to take a look at the Fitbit Sense 2. This is a premium smartwatch. It's the flagship model smartwatch from Fitbit. It's basically their version of like a Samsung watch or Apple Watch with all the Fitbit technology built into it, which is pretty extensive. This may be a really hot item for the Christmas season, so I wanted to go ahead and do a little video unboxing for you. There will be a link for this right below, so be sure and click that link to get yours at the very best price. Now, the box is definitely a normal, like, premium, retail-ready box. You can see it looks very nice. We got a glossy picture of the Fitbit right there, looking good. Silver, of course, Fitbit is by Google, so it is kind of a Google product, so it kind of does fall in line with a little bit of the Google Pixel, although it's not really meant to be used exclusively with the Pixel, like maybe like an Apple Watch. It's not quite that paired, you know, so you can feel free to use this with any Android watch, Samsung, etc., Sony, you know, whatever you might have. And this is a health and fitness smartwatch, so this is something which your insurance company may actually give you for free if you do have a plan that includes things like a free smartwatch, that kind of deal. So it's worth looking into. On the side here, it talks about the includes 6-month membership. Now, this might be a deal breaker for some people. This is a smartwatch which has a regular tier and a paywall tier, and does include 6 months for free, which is nice. And that does include like ongoing, like 24/7 monitoring of different heart aspects, health aspects, that kind of thing. It can really help with training and whatnot too. This is, you know, available for both old and returning premium members. Okay, so something to think about, that they do have that paywall. Okay, on the back side here, it has a nice little picture of the watch and shows that this does work with your phone. So you go ahead and, you know, download the app and all the usual niceties, that kind of thing, to actually work along with your cell phone, so you can keep track of it, can monitor it, can two-way talk, all that good stuff. And on the side here, there's some basic things about, it includes both small and large fonts, you know, and so it might be good for older people, that kind of thing. So don't be afraid, you know, if you're buying it for a parent or that kind of thing, that it may be too small. Sometimes when the technology gets this advanced and the screen size is that small, sometimes, especially like on some DAPs or MP3 players, it's almost hard to read. Now, another selling point of this might be that it is available in a small band or a large band, so it comes at 2 different size bands for you, so it is interchangeable if you have a smaller or a larger wrist. That's good. And then this particular one here is the graphite aluminum. Okay, so it's a gray, but there is 2 different color options, just so you know, and it may not represent that in the picture, but it is actually a nice aluminum case, so it's a nice, you know, firm case, but it's also lightweight, which is a winner. Now, much like a cell phone, this box is kind of a, you know, you open it, you bought it kind of situation. There's no good way of opening it and just reviewing it. There's a, like, little tab you pull right here, and that starts the process. And then you go ahead and pull this out. There we go. And then from here, you can see very nice. We got some little Google dots. Nice, they did that little touch there. So it's kind of a matte white box with normal cell phone type bottom to it. And then like kind of a glossy dot that represents the whole Fitbit, you know, Google look to it, which is nice. The box is open. It looks like this, like a little clamshell. So very cool. It opens. Wow, that's really nice. I like the opening part here. Very nice how it kind of clicks in place. This box is pretty well thought out. And then it opens up into like kind of a little display here for you. So we have the band, we have the watch, and I'm not sure what this is. Oh, power. That's magnetic power. Okay, so let's take a look at the accessories first. We'll go ahead and just kind of pull the tab here, and there's some messages. That's very, very clever. So behind the pull message here, it talks about downloading the app. Of course, we know that. Charge to 100%. Makes sense. Okay, so looking at the right-hand side over here, we pull this up, and it's interesting how it has like a little pull tab. See, that's very cool, very clever. You open this up, and I'm sure there's a little message behind here, and it talks about new to Fit. Make sure you download and create an account. Okay, and again, you do get 6 months of like paid monitoring on the account, and it is usable after that point too, but that premium level does give you extra access to monitoring that you wouldn't get otherwise, which is good. And if you already have an account, it talks about how to, you know, tap your icon to set it up to the account. And then let's take a look here. It looks like this is, oops, this is actually like a cardboard box kind of clicked into this frame, so that's pretty interesting. I do like the actual aesthetics of this. It's almost a little bit kind of origami-ish, how this whole thing, you know, opens up and then opens up again and has messages. This is the actual charger, and again, this does have a cardboard, you open it, you bought it kind of situation, so beware of that. And then here is the charger, and this is a little bit different than some of the other like cheaper like value smartwatches, that kind of thing. This is magnetic. It only does go one direction. So we have 4 tabs here, and this is how you charge it. And they say you can actually go up to 6 days. The cord itself is a nice grippy plastic cord, so it feels very good quality. And this is standard USB that you plug into a computer, a power strip, that kind of thing. It's unfortunate they don't actually give you a plug charger, but I guess these days they figure that this will plug into many devices you have, like laptops or any cell phone charger, that kind of thing. I am under the impression that this does work with fast charging as well, so that's something to think about. There might also be some chargers you can buy on Amazon, like little docking stations where you can plug this stuff in, and that will work that way too. You can charge it to like a third-party dock. Okay, and to pull out the watch here, we're gonna pull the little tab here. Looks like this just kind of pops out, and there's no special message, but there's like a little icon there. So very well made box again. This has a good amount of weight to it. Actually, I'm kind of surprised how this does have a bit of a weight to it, which I guess shows you it's a quality device and it's not, you know, some super cheap watch. We're gonna pull the little plastic tab. This is like kind of a waxy paper kind of situation, and I guess this is just meant to keep the glossy screen nice. And you can see we're already greeted here to some basic like instructions to hook it up. Now the band itself is a nice rubbery band. It does feel silky. It doesn't feel cheap at all. Hopefully this is a band which doesn't have any kind of like weird plastic problems if you're allergic to plastic. This does click in place nicely, but I will warn that while it's very adjustable, this is a kind of band where every day you're gonna have to deal with like clicking it in here and then looping it through there. So it's a bit more work than some bands. So you may want to actually purchase an aftermarket band if that's gonna be a problem for you. On the back here, I do want to show you the sensors real quick. Here we go. You can see sensors. This has an extra large silver sensor, and that is for a lot of the heart rate monitoring, that kind of thing that other smartwatches may or may not do. Now it does have 24/7 temperature sensing, but it doesn't actually give you, my impression is it doesn't really give you like a degree like 77 degrees or 98 degrees or whatever, or 101 degrees fever, but it gives you kind of a plus or minus over your normal temperature, which is interesting. It's a little bit different compared to some other watches. I'm going to go ahead and get this synced up to my phone and give this a little test, and we'll be right back with some final thoughts. Okay, so we fast forward time here. I've been wearing this for about a week now, and I wanted to give some final thoughts on this particular Fitbit Sense 2. All in all, I like this watch a lot, okay? I think a lot of the things about it are excellent. I think this is probably better for sleep tracking. You guys know that I'm really big into monitoring my sleep, making sure I get enough sleep, enough deep sleep, that kind of thing. And I think this is a great job of that, actually. So that, I think, is a big plus. As far as checking stats, heart rate, that kind of thing, everything seems pretty good. All I will say, I did sleep more than 4 hours last night. This is probably the first night where I didn't quite capture the wake up, go to sleep, wake up thing, you know. But all in all, I'd say really good, better than average for sure. There's extra things like body readiness, which a lot of smartwatches don't have, which is interesting. A lot of extra timers, you know, things for weather, all this good stuff. So all in all, pretty good. I think my only fault with this is I kind of feel like the oxygen blood level sensor is not quite right. I almost need to have someone else wear this for a while to see if it monitors differently, but it seems like it's a little bit lower than what I thought it would be compared to other watches or doctor's office, that kind of thing, you know. So I feel like that might be the one fault of it. And besides that, it's pretty darn good. Overall, I'm really pleased with it. I guess one other thing, which I guess might be a deal breaker for some people, is that when it comes to actually monitoring like your temperature, like there are smartwatches out there now that will tell you, you know, you have a fever. In fact, some of them will even watch for if you hit 100 or something, it'll beep at you. Or you can set a preset limit of like like your temperature. If you get warmer than X, it will start an alarm for you, which I do like that a lot. And this does have a temperature sensor here, so it will actually, you know, watch your temperature here on the back. But the thing about it is it really watches like your own average. And I guess there's a few schools of thought, like it says you're 4 degrees, you know, above like 0.40 or whatever above normal, you know. And so it's like, it will tell me if you know, if I'm like 97.1 is normal, it'll tell me, you know, oh, you're 0.4 above normal. So that'd be like 97.5 or something, you know. So it's a situation where it doesn't really give you a true temperature without having to do a little math and think about, oh, well, what is my real average? Do I run hot all the time? Okay, I'm a little hotter than normal, so that's something, you know. And I just wish it would tell you a number. I just want to see a number, and if I normally run 98 degrees all the time, then I know if it's 99, I'm 1 degree above normal, you know. But I don't need to have it just say you're, you know, X above normal, keeping in mind that my average is always warm or something, you know. And it does that for a few different sensors too, which I kind of wish it wouldn't do, you know. And that'd probably be my one critique of this one opportunity, is I wish it just laid out the facts without actually working into your own body's average. And some people might be like, oh, I love that average, that tells me if I'm warmer than usual, you know. But I kind of like just wish it would be more simple and just give you a number as opposed to a plus or minus your own personal average. Okay, the watch itself is comfortable. I'm not sure about this band. It is kind of the normal plastic band, you know, kind of rubbery band, which some people do have reactions to. I find it gets a little crusty just from wearing it, you know. And so like I wish it was leather. And I know there is other watch bands you can buy for this that will work great with it and just snaps right in place. So I may just buy a leather band or something, or check out something different down the road. But all in all, so far I really do like this, and I think this could be really good for you. You know, it does watch your heart really closely, which is great, and a lot of the other functions are really good. So I would say it's excellent for that particular purpose. If you guys have any questions about the Fitbit Sense 2, let me know in the comments below. And again, there will be a link for you right below, so be sure and click that link to get yours at the very best price, okay? All right, friends, thanks for watching this video. Appreciate it. Any questions, let me know. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.